Hello everybody and welcome back to the Prince of Persia 2008 walkthrough. We've healed all of the fertile grounds so far, well, pretty much it's all of them, and it's time for us to finally take on the warrior in his final area. But to get there obviously we have to do our platforming challenge, which is actually rather difficult. Largely because there's lots of very fast moving motions that you've got to make with the Breath of All Mars to be able to get anywhere successfully. But this is pretty much the most climactic fight of all of the corrupted that we have faced. It's really well done, I have to say. I'm a massive fan of this fight. It's also because it's very artistically pleasing, which you'll understand what I mean by that when we reach where the warrior actually is and get into the fight proper. But obviously, the fight isn't just going... well, this entire part isn't just going to be about the warrior. We are going to go on to a wonderful light seed hunt, but yeah, we're not fleeing, dude. So we have to get the warrior off this slight edge here, which is easier said than done, but we should be able to get him off reasonably quickly, I hope. Unfortunately, he is going to make excellent use of his quick-time event spam again. Also, he talks a lot during this fight. A lot more than he ever has up until this point. So, let's get him off this edge. And nope, that was not working. That sucks.
Can you do the healing without his body?
Go!
Oh, it's not over yet. How on earth could I claim it to be very climactic if it wasn't over yet? Well, if it was over. You know what I mean. Here we go, this is what I mean. He's on fire. Now, this is very climactic. Unfortunately, you can't actually do anything to hurt him. Like, if you attack him, you're gonna get hurt yourself. However, all you need to do is just last. He just needs to burn, because the burning is what's killing him right now. But I really love the art direction in this fight, because the kind of real dark edge that it's got is just really cool. Especially because the light is coming from the warrior's burning body. It just looks really cool. Doesn't make much sense kind of in the grand scheme of things, but it's an artistic bit of genius, so I am perfectly fine with looking past the slight flaw in the logic of how on earth it's gotten so dark so quickly. And I'm not quite sure how the fact that you are not allowed to attack him with anything, otherwise you will get hurt. But when you go into the quick time events, you can just still be touching him and you don't get hurt. It's a bit odd, but it happens. And he's nearly out of there. Come on, warrior, just be at peace, man. because you really need to be, dude.
Forgive my people.
They will forgive you.
Harriman, you must.
And there we go. The warrior is defeated.
Elika. I told you not to hesitate.
He saved us.
He tried to kill us and we got lucky. Don't let our luck run out.
So now we've got to walk with Elika in our arms for a little bit.
All right. We got away.
You don't have to rush,
Okay,
but
I might have exaggerated the getting away.
yeah, he moves very slowly, so you can't rush anyway.
He tried to kill us. And if we don't move, he'll succeed.
And now it is time for us to properly make our escape. It's pretty easy, we just need to get to the end of this bridge, essentially.
Here.
And after that we will be done, essentially. I mean, obviously we've got our light seed hunt, but that's not going to take us too long, thankfully.
I told you not to hesitate.
He saved us.
We got lucky.
He fought Ahriman. He died honorably.
You can't die honorably. You can just die. If he'd really wanted to fight Ahriman, he should have done it when he was alive. Shall we go on?
We have healed the lands. The fertile grounds feed the temple once more.
We still need to go back to the temple, though.
There are fertile grounds there that channel the energy. There should be a way to climb the tree shrine and reach them. Then Ahriman will be trapped.
I thought Ahriman was in the tree shrine. Great. That look again.
I'm sorry I got you into this.
You didn't. A donkey did. A donkey, a god, a sandstorm. But I'm here now, so let's finish this, then decide what happens next.
So,
After all this,
It-
it comes down to the next
indeed
few.
it does, although
This is going to
by
keep one
few
strange story to
it's
tell.
more like
Go
the
with what I
next
got.
hour, almost. Because you're looking at another 15 minutes of light seed hunting. And then the next... Well, it's not that long, actually. Because I'm thinking about the length of the finale part, which is happening next. And it's quite a long part, but the stuff that's actual gameplay is... it's less, much less. So you may be looking at the next 40 minutes of gameplay, is what it comes down to. Which is kind of ridiculous, really. But yes, basically what I'm going to be doing right now is zipping around all of the fertile grounds in which we didn't collect all of the light seeds and picking them up, because I want that wonderful 1000 just sitting there at the top left of my screen. Totally for bragging rights. And that's kind of the only reason why. But also to obviously show off where they all are, because if you want to get them yourself, you might want a little bit of help. You don't really need it, to be honest, because obviously a lot of these are very, very easy to spot, but it also gives us just a chance to chill and relax before we head into the end of the game. and get to the really interesting stuff. Now, as we are running through here, it's probably not the most fitting place to talk about this. That would be the next part, but seeing as I want to discuss some slightly different things, at that point I would prefer to mention this now. But Ahriman has 2 voice actors, which is, you've got the male voice and the female voice. It's slightly disconcerting the way it works, but it's effective. So the voice actors for Ahriman are Catherine Kidd and Kwesi Songui. I think I horribly mispronounced that, but there's not a lot I can do. So, Catherine Kidd hasn't been in a whole lot. She was a character called Lenny in something called Jack and Ella. She was in a TV movie called The Wandering Eye. She's the voice of Netanya Keitner in Deus Ex Human Revolution The Missing Link DLC. And she was Emily Carr in an episode of Extraordinary Canadians. And that's about all of her credits. I mean, she's also the narrator in a documentary called She Got Game, but that is it. Kwesi Songui has been in more, but mostly in kind of small roles. So he is Fixer Bossman in Watch Dogs. I don't know how big a role that character is. He is an African man in Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag Freedom Cry, but also Anto in Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. He's done voices in Far Cry 3 and Far Cry 2. He's Baptiste in Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation. He's coached John in a TV series called Blue Mountain State. And yeah, he's also a Persian in 300. I really don't quite know what to say as a primary famous role, because it doesn't seem to have a whole lot. But there we go. Oh, we're at the light seeds, which I took forever to find a way to. So what you're meant to do is climb up these rings here and jump over to them. I had to go a really backwards way to get there, because what I ended up doing was I ended up climbing all the way up to kind of above it, and then being just like, oh, I see the rings now. Balls. So then I had to try and make my way down, and it just didn't end well. Now the way you're meant to get off them is just jump onto the ground beneath you. It's pretty simple, but yeah, I might as well just teleport out of there, because it makes more sense, really. So, we are really coming down to the end now. Obviously there will be a lot of stuff to talk about when we finally take on Ahriman, but we're nearing the end of the game, and I have kind of run out of things to talk about it, apart from what we have yet to face. So, I mean, I guess I should probably just say that I do like this game despite its flaws, and despite the fact that I know that a lot of people find it dull and a poor Prince of Persia game, but it's fun and relaxing. And I like this type of game every now and again. It's just kind of the way my brain works. as I think I've said before, it's the same reason why I like the likes of Kirby's Epic Yarn. Sometimes you just want a game where you just kind of just play through it and just relax and have fun. And this game kind of fits that for me. But also, as I've been kind of proving throughout this walkthrough, this game does some things really, really, really right. Like, its narrative links to the gameplay things is just brilliant. And I believe that, well, this game has a lot of similarities to Enslaved Odyssey to the West in that respect. I mean, I'd say this game does certain things better than Enslaved, because that has some more gamey game elements. But looking at it, yeah, Prince of Persia 2008 did a lot of the things that Enslaved did 2 years later in 2010. And I don't think it really ever got the recognition for it. So, like, it created a relationship between two characters that you grew to love, and did it just through having the characters talk to each other. And kind of really kind of developed them out. But then also it's a very luscious and pretty game. But then also there are the complaints that the platforming is simple, if kind of fun to do, and the combat is relatively clunky. So the two games have a massive amount in common, surprisingly. Like, thinking about it, I am surprised by how much they do have in common. And as much as I think that Enslaved is an equally impressive game in it, well, a more impressive game in a number of respects, it kind of makes me think, did the team at Ninja Theory see Prince of Persia 2008 and decide they wanted to kind of use certain elements? I mean, I'm probably certainly doing a disservice to the team at Ninja Theory, but it does make you question certain things. Also, once again, I get blooming buggered out of finding a light seed because I decided not to look up at a very precise moment. It happens a lot in this game, and to be perfectly honest, it's kind of probably the best way of being a sneaky little hider of the light seeds. It's just like, why? It's kind of playing on the slight thing of the Insomniac method of hiding things right behind you at the start. It's hiding it somewhere where you just don't think to look. Which is both a very clever thing to do, but also slightly mean. Which is just slightly insane, really. But, I think, is it? Oh no, just got a little bit over 5 to go. It's 11 light seeds, and then we will have collected every single one in the game, which makes me a very happy bunny. Now, something that I've kind of only just remembered about is that there are 4 achievements associated with getting from one fertile ground to the other on the opposite side. So, like, going from the fertile ground in the Sun Temple to the fertile ground in the windmills, and it's the same kind of top and bottom fertile grounds in every single area. So, the Ruined Citadel, the Vale, the Palaces, Royal Palace, and the City of Light. And they all have different times between getting them. I mean, it's generally, I think, between 5 and, well, between 4 and 7 minutes is the general gist of how long you have to get to places. It's not that bad. I mean, I would say generally if you think carefully about which, how should I put it? Think about which fertile grounds are easier to get to the top of, then that gives you a nice idea of which paths to take. So, the Ruined Citadel runner is Sun Temple's fertile ground to the windmills in 5 minutes. Well, I think that might be specific. Vale runner is from Construction Yards and Heaven's Stair in 6 minutes. Royal Palace runner is Royal Gardens and Coronation Halls in 4 minutes. And City of Light runner is Tower of Ahriman and City of Light in 7 minutes. So, I don't think they're that difficult to get. It's just kind of not failed, really. Although, from what I can gather, the ones that are worth 1340 are actually, which are Royal Palace and City of Light Runner, are actually easier than the Vale and the Ruined Citadel, at least according to a certain commenter on XboxAchievements.com. And to be perfectly honest, it sounds about right. I should also say that there are, oh gosh, 1, 2, 3, yeah, there's like 10 achievements associated, well, with collecting a large number of light seeds. You basically get them at 100 light seed intervals, which, if you've been following along, or have, just done this normally, then you should be able to get it all quite nicely, which is very, very, very helpful. And now, it's time for us to slide our way down and get our final light seed of the game. There we go, 1000. So, I am going to teleport to the King's Gate, because I feel that works, and in the next part, we are going to take down Ahriman.
Don't worry, Princess.
Let's do
Almost
this.
there.
The end of the game is here.
I've never seen a girl, do what you do.
You must have been looking for girls in the wrong places.
I thought all this was legend.
I thought this was all there was.